Friedrich Merz had barely been Chancellor for 1 week when he set an ambitious goal.
The government will in future provide all the necessary funding that the Bundeswehr needs to become Europe's strongest conventional army. A more than appropriate aim for Europe's most populous and economically strongest country. It's what our partners and friends expect. More than that, it's what they demand.
Not only that, the new foreign minister surprised reporters in May ahead of the NATO summit when he announced Germany will agree to significantly boost its defence spending as a share of GDP.
Let's look at the result. The result is the 5% that President Trump has demanded, that he considers necessary. And we're following him on that.
5% of GDP for Germany would currently mean some 200 billion euros, or almost half the national budget, a massive shift. Germany's military spending peaked at the height of the Cold War, but started declining steadily in the mid-1970s. 2022 marked a turning point. With Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Germany launched a one-off €100 billion special defence fund and reached NATO's 2% of GDP goal in 2024. By 2028, the special fund will run out. But before being sworn in earlier this year, the new coalition government and other members of parliament took the unprecedented step of changing the constitution to allow unlimited spending on defence. This was hard to swallow for many, including for some of Merz's own people. It meant doing away with the principle of strict fiscal rules and saw him be accused of breaking election promises. But there was no way around it, according to military top brass and security analysts who warned that Russia could be in a position to attack NATO allies by 2029.
So if we look at Russia's rhetoric dating back already a few years ago and also in more recent times, you can clearly delineate that Russia sees itself at war with the West at large, and that also includes NATO. Russia would see it as an invitation, would see weakness as an invitation to even push further and to test NATO's coherence and resolve to protect every inch of its territory.
One ranking puts Germany fourth out of NATO's European members in terms of firepower. If the country wants to jump to the top of that list, the Achilles heel is here: soldiers serving in the Bundeswehr. Germany currently has some 180,000 and is missing NATO's current goals. So, to the defence minister, the path forward is clear.
So we are assuming, but this is only an estimate, that we need around 50,000 to 60,000 more soldiers in the standing armed forces than we do today. At the same time, the question will naturally arise, will the new military service be sufficient over the next few years? We assume this while capacities grow alongside. And I can only repeat, conscription is of no use to us right now. We don't have the capacities in the barracks or in training.
But Germany's role in NATO is likely to only increase in the years to come.
If we really take into consideration that the US will at least partly retrench from Europe, from the European continent, the role that Germany will have to play will become all the larger. And that is not not taken into account in the current NATO defense planning process.
While there is criticism from both right-wing and left-wing groups, the majority of Germans support the government's new 5% plans. They're also behind the idea to start a form of voluntary military service. The corresponding law will probably be passed this autumn.